First thing, of course, I'll do is I'll open up my Firefox browser or your browser of choice, and I'll navigate the to the particular hosting company that I'm using. In this case, is Bluehost, which I love and I've been using for the past 6 years without any issues. So what I'll do is, of course, I click the login button at the very top, and then I'll type in my primary domain that I'm using for my account and my password, and I'll click the submit button to log in. I'll be redirected to my cPanel. Like I mentioned, you can install your own SSL certificate really easy through a cPanel based web host. Bluehost is one, HostGator is another great choice. Off the top of my mind, a few others that I know of, a few other companies that I know that use cPanel are HostMonster. Not all of them will have the same exact user interface that Bluehost does. Bluehost uses the latest cPanel software. So, for example, if you're using HostGator, this might look a little outdated, but you'll still have the same options. Just not. It probably just doesn't look as clean and as streamlined as this. But if you are using a cPanel based host, like I mentioned, this is gonna be super easy. What you'll want to do is you'll go to the add-ons menu at the very top, and then you'll scroll down and you'll look for SSL certificates. As you can see here, it's a product, and they have different versions for they have different versions of their SSL certificates, such as positive wildcard, Komodo SSL, Komodo wildcard SSL. And if you want a more in-depth look at all the different options from these 4 products, you can check out the website. There's a nice table with all of the benefits there for you. Now, in my case, I only need an SSL for my online fictitious business, which is Boots for Less, which is of course the online boot store that I'm building alongside you guys. And that is an add-on domain that I have on my account. So as you can see here, I have an option where it says install SSL on johnludina.com, which is my primary domain. But as you already know, I'm a web designer, so I have other domains associated with my Bluehost account, which of course you can have unlimited domains. So I have domains for clients and small project websites. So I have to make sure, and this may not be the case for you if you only have one domain associated with your Bluehost account, but if you are like me, you got to make sure you click on that drop down and then you select the add-on that you need, which in my case would be Boots for Less. And if you don't know what an add-on domain is or how to associate an additional domain with your Bluehost account, please check out one of the previous lessons. I have a step-by-step guide on how to do that. So now that I have the right domain selected, what I'll do is I'll select the positive SSL because that's the right product for me. I only need that for my domain, which is exactly what positive SSL does. If I was going with a wildcard domain, with the positive wildcard, that would also secure all first level subdomains. So what does that mean exactly? Let's say you have your primary domain, in this case mine would be www.bootsforless.net. If I had a subdomain like shop.bootsforless.net, the word shop instead of www, that means that's our subdomain. So shop acts as a subdomain. Now if I was choosing a positive SSL, that means the shop would not be secure, because the cheapest SSL the Bluehost offers only covers your primary domain, which is your www domain. Now if you had a subdomain like shop dot your primary domain name or any other subdomain for that matter, and you wanted all those covered, then the positive wildcard SSL would be for you. But in this case, we're trying to keep everything cheap and affordable, or as affordable as we can get it, especially since we're just trying to start our website, our e-commerce site. So what we'll do is select the positive SSL option, click add to cart. Now I have, of course, a positive SSL. As of this recording, it's $49 a year. This will apply to, of course, my main domain and www.boostforless.net, which in this case www acts as a subdomain of sorts, right? Then auto renew, then add to cart. Now when you go to your shopping cart, you'll probably see these things. One item will be your SSL certificate. Now the next item will be, it's called a dedicated IP. And what is that exactly, you may ask yourself. A dedicated IP is a dedicated IP address that your domain will have, and this is a requirement for installing an SSL certificate. Now price is not that much, it's fairly affordable, $3.33 a month. It will cover the it will cover your domain for a year, or in this case 10.67 months. Just the remainder of my hosting package. So in my case it would be $35.53 for the year. Now like I said, this applies to just your the SSL certificate applies to your domain that you've chosen, the dedicated IP address. As you can see here, it's going to give me an IP address for my account, for my primary account, so you don't have to worry about that too much. Now, of course, all I need to do here is since I already have my credit card on file, I just type in my CVC code and then click process order. And say yes. Okay, so now that our SSL order is complete and we have added a certificate to our hosting package or domain, we are now ready to continue. So as you can see here, I'm looking at the checkout page on my store. And if you look up on the corner, top left corner here, you'll see your URL for your domain. Of course, mine is www.boostforless.net. So that is my just regular URL. It's not a secure. This page has not it's not being forced over SSL at this point. So what we need to do is go to the back of Woocommerce and force that page to be checked out to pass through an SSL certificate, through our brand new SSL certificate. So as you can see here, I only have PayPal enabled. Until I enable that SSL checkout option, I will not be able to use Stripe to let my customers check out through Stripe as well, and just being able to, for them to be able to input their credit card numbers and check out through my own site and not through PayPal. So what we want to do is go to the back end of WordPress again, and right now I'm looking at the WooCommerce settings and I'm looking at the checkout tab. This is our final step, and as you can see here, I'm looking at Stripe, and even though I'm no longer in test mode, like I said, you won't be able to use that option until we force a secure checkout. So what we'll do is make sure we're under the checkout options which is the very first option under the checkout tab, and then we'll just check the for secure checkout and then the unforce HTTPS when leaving checkout to prevent any errors with any hard-coded URLs. Then all you gotta do is save changes, and finally we'll just go ahead and refresh our checkout page. And if I scroll down, there we go. Now we have a option for Stripe gateway, and this is in live mode, of course. And if you actually take a look at your URL now, you'll see that we have a new lock icon which shows you the verified by Komodo, which is the company that provides the SSL, or the name of the SSL, and our brand new HTTPS URL. So that means we're under a secure checkout portal. So that's pretty much it. It's a fairly simple process. I didn't want to make this lesson any longer than it needs to be. So like I said, it's a fairly easy deal. If you have a cPanel host, it's just a matter of adding that SSL certificate to your required domain, and that's it. And then go into Woocommerce and make sure you check that option. So alright guys, that'll do it for today. If you want to check out more lessons or other e-commerce resources, please make sure you check out the site